Hello, it's me, Sweetie, and thank you for being here for another video. So a while ago on my channel, I did a video about why I was thankful for Lolita, all of the amazing things it's brought to my life, the things that I really love about it and cherish. But today, I thought I might do the opposite of that video. Today, I want to sit down and talk about the things that I don't really like so much about Lolita. Now, I know the title of the video says things that I hate about Lolita. Just to be clear, I don't hate Lolita. These are more just things that I wish that we could change from within as a community. Maybe some things I wish that would change about how the public interacts with us as a community. I don't hate Lolita. I really love it. These are just some things that I wish we could change. And before we get into the talk about things that I dislike, if you would like to first watch the video about what I love about Lolita, I will go ahead and link that up above for you so you can enjoy some wholesomeness before I start talking about dissenting opinions. But if you want to go ahead and stay here and watch me complain for a little bit, let's just get into that. So the number one thing that bothers me about going out in Lolita is definitely how the public interacts with me when I'm wearing the fashion. Now, these negative things definitely happen more so when I'm with a group of my friends versus it just being me by myself, but probably the number one thing that I get tired of doing is like explaining to people what this is when they come over asking questions. Now, I will say most of these people are very well-meaning, they're very complimentary, they're interested, and I really do appreciate those people. However, when you're out and about in a group with your Lolita friends, you want to go do things, you want to enjoy your day out, and to be stopped so many times can just really be frustrating. And not only are you being stopped, but at this point, I have developed a literal, memorized spiel on what the fashion is that is easily digestible for your average person that doesn't know what it is. It's actually really funny when I'm out with my friends and someone comes over and starts asking questions. They're like, "Heather, it's time for the speech." Now, when it comes down to it, I'm genuinely happy to bring more knowledge about this fashion and this community to the general public, but just as a baseline of frustration, having to repeat yourself over and over and over and over again multiple times throughout the day, it just gets frustrating. Now, on the opposite end of that spectrum is not when people are just coming up and genuinely asking questions, but when they just come over and interrupt what we're doing to treat us like we're a sideshow. I remember probably the greatest example of this was when me and my friends were out at tea for Christmas, I think, and we were at a restaurant sitting down having tea, and this older woman just comes over, interrupts us in the middle of us clearly having a conversation. She just comes right up to the table, right in our space, and she's got her phone out ready to take a photo, and she's like, "So what is this?" "What is this? We're having lunch, ma'am." And I just remember us all sitting there in silence for a moment, just shocked at how this person approached us and immediately treated us like we were there for her entertainment. In what other situation would you find it appropriate to walk up to a table of strangers and just invade their personal space, interrupt their conversation, and do one of these hand gestures at them? It was frankly unbelievable. But of course, after that beat of silence, I immediately went into the spiel of, "Oh, this is a Japanese fashion and we're here hanging out with friends today." And another part of that frustration is say any one of us had reacted in a way that honestly would have been warranted, and we had been "Ma'am, what you're doing is very rude. You interrupted our conversation. This is a private lunch engagement. If you could please move away and basically mind your business." Can you imagine the reaction that that person would have had? And can you then imagine the blanket opinion that that woman would have then had on people that look and dress like us? Now, of course, it is not my responsibility, your responsibility, any Lolita's responsibility to reason and be like patient with these people. You genuinely don't owe them that, but what are your two options? Be reactive in a way that is appropriate, but might be seen as abrasive and give your community a bad name, or just take a deep breath, give that person some grace that they don't deserve, and help them have a positive experience with your community and maybe educate themselves a little bit. Believe me, I would love to go off on people like her, but in the end, for me personally, while it is frustrating and I do get annoyed and I do complain about it, I believe that for me, in my headspace, I am making the right decision by having patience and wanting to be a positive advocate for my community. Now, if you want to go off on people like that, please be my guest. I will live vicariously through you, but I'm going to be over here saying my memorized spiel about 1,000,000 times probably. And finally, one of the last things that I find irritating about interacting with the public as a Lolita is the whole relation that uneducated, ignorant people try to form between Lolita fashion and the book Lolita. Now, I know this conversation has been had many a time within the Lolita community. I'm tired of it. I know you're tired of it, so I will be brief about this, but it is frustrating to have the general public think that there is a link between those two things. And I personally have honestly wanted to read the book for myself just so that I can be more educated on this point when and if someone does ever come to me in person, like asking about it, making weird accusations. I would love to be able to say like, well, person, if you actually read the book, you would know that there is no correlation, relation, references at all between that story and the clothes that I'm wearing. Maybe I'll add that to my summer reading list. Maybe I'll do a video about it so that we can both be more educated on this weird, annoying topic that we have to deal with because we like wearing ruffles and fluffy dresses. Moving on from things that irritate me about the public, and something that more directly irritates me about these garments themselves is that Lolita as a fashion is nowhere near as size inclusive as it needs to be. Now, for someone like myself, that doesn't affect me. This fashion suits me perfectly. As you might know, if you did go ahead and watch my What I'm Thankful For About Lolita video, you will know that I struggled for a long time with feeling like I wasn't allowed to wear like normal American fashions that are made to suit people with like curvier bodies. Like I just felt like I wasn't allowed to wear it. It never looked good on me. It didn't fit me. And so when I found this fashion, it fit like a glove. I loved it so much. And it was so nice to feel included in a fashion for once. I felt catered to. I felt like this was made specifically for me. And it honestly felt nice to take part in that privilege. Now, of course, people that are larger than me, and I'm very small, like that is not like a big step to be larger than me, have bigger curves than I do, and if you are any bigger than me, it can be a struggle to fit in these clothes, and that's a problem. Now, I will say that in recent years, brands, usually more indie brands, are making the conscious decision to expand their sizes, add aspects to their garments that do allow them to fit larger sizes. And one of those in my mind that sticks out is Hey Newly. Now, Hey Newly, of course, is not around anymore, so that really stinks. But if you're able to find one of their pieces on the secondhand market, their shearing is second to none. I bought the size small in their whipped cream kitty print, and the shearing in the back of that thing goes on forever. And just from the standpoint of being someone who understood what it was like to not find clothes that fit me properly and not feel included in that way, it really breaks my heart that people that are even slightly bigger than me feel that way about this fashion. Now, on this topic, another YouTube creator that goes by the handle The Ruffled Rose is working on a project right now to make a giant spreadsheet database of plus-size friendly Lolita shops. It's very well organized. It has tabs organized by different countries and areas of the world, dresses, accessories, small shops as well. So I will go ahead and put a link below to that Google Doc. Please check it out if you're interested in finding more plus size inclusive Lolita brands. I'm sure a lot of those are probably small indie businesses as well, and we love to support them. And on to the final subject of things that irritate me about Lolita. It's expensive! It is a very expensive hobby. I've done hobbies such as cosplay. I collect figures, but Lolita by far is the most expensive out of any of those other hobbies. And something that I find especially heartbreaking is that if there's a dress that comes out that you absolutely love, it's a dream dress of yours. As soon as you see it, buying Lolita new is so expensive. But if you don't throw down the money to buy it new and you try to wait to find it on the secondhand market, you might not ever find it. And on top of that, if you do spring to spend the exorbitant amount of money on a brand new brand dress, sometimes the quality isn't even that good. I actually remember seeing a release from Angelic Pretty recently. I think it was one of their little bear purses in the mint color for an anniversary, I think it was. And I saw so many horrible photos of just how bad the quality was, and I was shocked. Now, I have heard as well that the quality of their dresses has gone down. I myself haven't received a dress that I thought was shoddily made or of low quality, but I have heard it being spoken about around me. So like I said, you could spend a bunch of money on a dress that you really love, get it in the mail, and it could be a huge disappointment because of the quality. I just think that if you pay for something that is not fast fashion, something that you're basically making an investment in, it has a higher value, it should come to you looking like that. You shouldn't have to worry about bad quality, it not lasting more than like a few months in your closet. You just shouldn't have to worry about that. And one of the last things about Lolita being very expensive as a hobby, if you have a lot of friends that are in it, or you're part of a community and you're just starting out in it, there can honestly be a lot of pressure to continue to spend that money, build your wardrobe, create these OTT over-the-top outfits to compete with the people around you. I feel like, especially as women, we are taught from a young age that any other woman you see, that's your competition. And so unfortunately, with this being so expensive, especially at the beginning, it can almost be addicting to keep buying and keep building and keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. So if you're new to Lolita, you don't have to go out and spend all this money and build a huge expansive closet right from the get-go. Take your time, save up your money, and invest in pieces that you know you're gonna love for a long time, maybe something that's more versatile, that you can wear in a lot of different ways so that you don't feel like you're stuck wearing the same thing when you go out with your Lolita friends all the time. This hobby is about being creative, feeling confident in yourself, having a bond with your fellow Lolitas and your fashion community, and just enjoy it for what it is. There's no rush. And I really don't want to end this video having just talked about the negative aspects, so I really want to speak on what these things that irritate me about Lolita have taught me in the end. As far as having to interact with the public about these annoying little things that they ask and bothering us when we're out, it's taught me to be more conversational. It's taught me to be patient. It's taught me to focus more on education and allowing ignorance the grace that it might not deserve so that you can make a positive impact in the end. It's taught me to be diplomatic, to control my reactionary side, and to just try to be helpful and spread a positive message about my community. With the issues on size inclusivity, it's taught me empathy about wanting to extend this acceptance that I feel in Lolita to everyone that would like to take part in it. To be frank, in the beginning when I found that this really catered to me and I got to enjoy the privilege that is fitting in these clothes, it felt nice to be catered to. It felt nice to have this thing that I could have that not everybody else could enjoy. But I quickly realized that by me enjoying that privilege and not speaking on and asking these companies to be more inclusive when they're sizing, I was taking part in exactly what the average fashion industry had been doing to me, and I absolutely don't want to be a part of that. And as far as Lolita being expensive, it has taught me to budget, to control my shopping finger, and to just really make do with what I have, find more versatile ways to wear my closet, and to enjoy the things that I have right now. Well, I hope you enjoyed sitting and watching me vent a little bit about the things that I don't enjoy so much about Lolita. I really do hope you go and watch my video about what I do absolutely love about Lolita, just to end on a positive note. And if you did enjoy what you watched today, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below or hitting the thumbs up. It really helps me out and I appreciate it. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me on my channel today. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. I will go enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you enjoy the rest of yours as well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!